to face the fear. Mr. Cemetery's Terror Tales begins now.
Gather around, kiddies. Tonight I got a real campfire classic for ya. Full of fresh air, ghostly ghouls, and just a splash of blood. You see, summer camp is supposed to be about roasting marshmallows and making new friends. But some friends don't leave when the season ends. Some stick around, even after they should be 6 feet under. Our little camper thought he was in for summer hikes and canoe rides. But he was in for something much messier. A lesson in survival, if you will. And the final exam? Well, let's just say most of his bunkmates didn't make the cut. So zip up those sleeping bags tight, kiddies. Because once the sun goes down at Camp Black Spruce, something is lurking just beyond the firelight. Something wet, something hungry. And I call this one the last summer. Enjoy.
I was 12 years old when I got sent to Camp Black Spruce, a sagging collection of cabins nestled in a valley so deep the sun barely touched it. My mom signed me up because she thought I needed nature, but her eyes were red when she waved me goodbye.
Stay with the group. Don't wander.
And I figured she was just being mom, and I was wrong. The first day was damp and gray, the air thick with pine sap and mildew. Kids swarmed the place. Some wrestled over bunks, and others chucked rocks into the sluggish creek that cut through the camp.
I had your back. You doubted me.
The counselors, all teens with tired eyes, rattled off rules.
No swimming after dark, no food in the cabins, and no going past the ridge.
They lingered on the last one, staring us down like we'd already broken it. And I didn't care. I was too busy dodging a kid named Pete who kept flicking mud at me. That night, I woke to a sound. My bunk creaked as I sat up. Peering through the cabin's grim window, the moon was a silver, barely lighting through the clearing, but I saw her. A girl, maybe 10, standing by the flagpole. Her camp t-shirt was plastered to her skin, soaked dark. Her hair hung in wet ropes over her face. She gripped a hatchet, small and rusted, and was hacking at something on the ground, something soft that gave with each hit. I squinted, my breath fogging the glass, and I realized it's a rabbit, its little body splitting open, guts glistening in the faint light. She stopped, her head snapping up. And even though I couldn't see her eyes through that hair, and I felt her stare, and my chest locked up. She dropped the hatchet, picking up a dripping chunk of rabbit, its head, I think, and she started walking toward the cabin. The tapping started again, right outside the wall. Then silence. I didn't sleep after that. Morning came and I told the counselor, Tara, what I had seen. She frowned, chewing on her lip.
Probably a raccoon. They get messy.
But she wouldn't look at me. I checked the clearing. No rabbit, no blood, just a faint smear of red on the flagpole. That, well, could have been rust. Pete laughed when I told him. Said I was scared of shadows. I wanted to believe him. That night, the tapping came back. I stayed still, eyes shut, hoping it passed. But then I heard a new sound. I cracked one eye open. She was there. She had a squirrel this time, slicing it open with a hatchet. Slow and deliberate. Blood pooled under her hands, soaking into the ground. She hummed that same low, broken tune that made my skin crawl. She ripped out its heart, a tiny, quivering lump, and held it up like an offering, her head tilting toward me. I yanked the blanket over my face, praying she'd leave. When I looked again, she was gone, but the heart sat on the windowsill, still steaming. By the fourth night, she got bolder. We were at the campfire roasting marshmallows when I saw her lurking at the tree line. The flame threw shadows across her. Her shirt just wasn't wet. It was torn, exposing a gash across her chest, raw and oozing. She didn't flinch. She just stood there, hatchet dangling, watching us. I nudged Pete, but he didn't see her. Nobody did. I ran back to my bunk, locking the door behind me. It didn't matter. The window shattered. She was there, half inside, blood dripping from her split chest onto the floor. And up close, I saw her face. Pale, bloated, lips blue and cracked. She grinned, tea-stained red, and tossed something at me. A raccoon's head.
No. No. No.
The last day, we were packing up when it went wrong. Pete screamed. I ran, and I found him. The girl stood over him, hatchet raised. Blood sprayed her swollen face. Behind her, the crowd was littered with other kids, counselors hacked apart, heads and limbs scattered like broken toys. She stepped towards me. And I ran. The bus roared to life. We didn't stop to the highway. The cops called it a bear attack, and I didn't argue. But last summer, my cousin Jake went to Black Spruce. A week later, I found a little wooden box under his bed. Inside was a carving of him, hatchet buried into his chest. Tucked beside it was a note, scratched in shaky letters. "You're next." Well, kiddies. Looks like the summer's officially over. And for some unlucky campers, it was a real killer. I guess Camp Black Spruce won't be getting 5-star reviews. Unless you count the ones carved into the trees. But don't wander too far into the woods just yet. If you survived this tale, make sure to subscribe for more terror. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. Unless you want to hear that knock, knock, knock outside your window tonight. Now tell me, kiddies, if you had to spend one night alone at Camp Black Spruce, what's one thing you'd bring to survive? A flashlight? A weapon? A bus ticket out of there? Let me know in the comments below.
And if you're brave enough and want to support the channel, hack away at that like button and drop this story over to your friends and spread the horror far and wide. If you really want to show your camp spirit, check out our merch. It's killer. But don't worry, no hatchets were involved in the making of it. And until next time, remember, always stay with the group. Never wander off alone. And if you hear a tapping at your window, don't look.